Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Wobblig? I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you for the sub. Tonight, we're going to do something a little bit different. I have one of my esteemed colleagues who told me I could make up any lie I wanted about him. So he basically is one of the best developers I've ever met, despite any words that come out of his mouth related to the word Python. So we are slowly converting him to a C# person, maybe ishy. He's been on before. Last time we were doing C# source generators. This time we're going to do some AI. It's kind of a hot topic thing and been an area we've been playing around with, and we decided, you know what? Let's build an app and actually do it. So I'll bring him on in a second. One more thing, for anybody following the material design library, the big 5.0 PR has merged. The preview builds for 5.0 are out. Please feel free to test them. I plan to write some documentation up for people who haven't watched the streams, who are just wanting to know, hey, how do I pull it in and use the shim so that it doesn't, foobar my entire project? Those docs are forthcoming. We got a lot of PRs and various things that have merged in the last 48 hours. So there is lots of fixes, new features. There's some open PRs I plan on cleaning up and getting merged in as well. I'm hoping to clear out pretty much the entire backlog of PRs for the 5.0 release. So Nikolai, if you're watching, that's going to be my quest, is to kill off all of the PRs and get them cleaned up and merged in. Okay, so with that, Casey, welcome.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Kevin's stream. Thank you for the introduction. He lies profusely. I am not that great of a developer, especially coming back to the C# realm from Python, his most hated word. So, yeah, no, as he said, we're going to explore some AI-related stuff, explore some new libraries that neither one of us has really touched, at least from a C# side. Should be pretty fun.
Cool. So I'm going to go and show off a couple things really quick. So here's the unfortunate part that people are going to hate. So we've got these repositories here, and I want to call people's attention to one teeny little thing, is that word right there. Yeah, so when you go and ask where the repository is, there's the link. We're going to show some code. Yes, Justin Bieber, an esteemed guest. And so this is a private repository right now because at present there's some stuff preventing us from flipping it public, but we are able to show it on the stream, so we'll see how that goes. So if it seems like there's certain things that maybe we skirt around the issue on, it's because there's other things that this has higher aspirations. We'll put it that way. So for starters, we started off with a WPF app because Casey asked me to write code, and that's my default setting, is I spin WPF app. For anybody interested in the starting point, I have pretty much, anytime I spin new WPF apps, I go to my .NET template. So if anybody wants to, if it seems like I did this entire app really quickly and there's a whole bunch of stuff in here, yeah, most of it's starting from my template. So I'll cover the interesting bits here in a moment, and then I'm just going to kind of skip over everything in the template. Thank you, Andrew. Casey, are you watching chat, or should I relay messages?
I will have to turn away to look at chat, but yeah, I'll look at chat.
Andrew said
hello.
Just
gotta open it up on my other screen. Hello, Andrew.
Okay. Okay, so let's start here. So for starters, we're going to ignore the test project because you could tell I didn't do a darn thing. I was asked to build this app quickly overnight, and so I built it quickly overnight and didn't do a whole lot. The key thing here is we're bringing in an audio, and maybe I'll just start the app real quick just to demo what this is. So this app is very simple. You can pick an audio device. As you can see, I've got a couple mics plugged in, or more accurately, I have a mic plugged in and a webcam that wants to pretend like it has a mic. And then I've got an output file path here, and then I've got a record button that can conveniently record everything that's going through my mic. Huzzah. Great. Nothing major. And then we get a little output file here. And that's about it. If we want to change where the output file goes or change the name of it, we can do so, and we can see it did go through and gen a little file there for us. So that is the sum total of the app. There's a couple text box, or I should say there's a drop down with some audio devices, a little refresh button if we want to reload them, an output file that we have a little picker for, and then a record button that does record, start, stop. Okay, so I'll just kind of quickly go through the interesting bits of this. So there's the XAML's not very interesting. It looks like how you'd expect. There's a collection for the audio devices, the selected one. These are both just to enable that combo box support. There's an output file path, just so that we have something to bind to. And then we've got a couple commands, or I should say 3 commands. This is your refresh button. And these APIs are all around the N audio NuGet package. So not something I have a ton of experience with. I used it once a long time ago on a project. And I'll be honest, when I went to use it on here, much to Casey's happiness, my first thing was ask ChatGPT to write the code for me, and it proceeded to pretty much write the code for me, which was both amazing and terrifying all at the same time. So if some of this looks a little awkward, this kind of emulator or enumerator thing kind of felt weird to me, but whatever. This just pulls out the default communication device on my system so that I can default to that. So nothing fancy. I just figured your communication mic is probably the one you want to default to in this. The recording button. And the only thing that's mildly interesting here is there is this include cancel command, which is what ends up actually triggering this cancellation token. So this is a community toolkit MVVM feature. You slap this on, you have to make your execute method take in a cancellation token, and it generates up a second command with the word cancel injected onto it that automatically triggers cancellation on that token. So that's how I'm toggling the button back and forth. I guess I will show one bit of the XAML. The one interesting part here is that record stop button. All of the commands that get generated for you have an is running property on the command itself. So if you want to know if the command is currently executing, it goes there. The only reason that's important is because inside of this record audio method, I very intentionally use a task completion source to basically not let this task finish until we've stopped recording. So I've set it up such that this thing is always going to behave like a toggle. And then when the token triggers a cancel, it tries to set cancel on the task completion source, and then we do the stop recording bit down here. So, and all of this here is just set up. I just realized here I have an output path, and we're just going to pretend like there's not a bug, and then whoop, that goes right there, and problem solved. And no one saw any bugs, and it wasn't broken at all. It worked flawlessly. So that's pretty much the sum total of there. So that's what we've got so far, Casey. But awesome. I've not got no cool AI-ness. How do I sprinkle a little AI on it?
So I think the first place we'll start is taking the audio and bringing it into text. So we're going to do some transcription. Digging into what's out there. As I mentioned earlier, working mostly in Python recently, so I've done most of this in Python, but getting this into .NET is going to require a separate library. So if you want to go take a look at,
I heard add NuGet package. That was a lot of words for add NuGet package.
Yes, exactly. You hit the nail on the head there. You're going to be looking for whisper.net. This is the you need an H in Whisper. I'm good at spelling. He's good at coding. You know, we all got our specialties.
What if I can't spell whisper?
There you go.
One of these days I will find it.
Whisper.net. Yep.
That one there, not whisper.net, whisper.net.
Yeah, so this provides cross-platform bindings for .NET for the Whisper API or Whisper model from OpenAI, and it does that by allowing you to pull down the model from Hugging Face. I don't know if anybody is aware of what Hugging Face is, but it is a large repository of AI and machine learning models that's open source. There's obviously different licenses depending on what model you're looking to use, but a really cool place. A lot of stuff there.
Should probably be careful
pretty deep rabbit hole.
These terms. Given my spelling, sometimes punching these things randomly into a search engine is a bad idea. Okay.
A little dangerous on stream.
Yeah, that's why you're supposed to do it off on a different monitor and then bring it on, but I'm bad about that.
Live dangerously, right?
Exactly. Okay, so I got Whisper.net. Ooh, I have updates. Why do I have updates? Did a whole bunch of packages drop? Oh, look at that. I heard update. You didn't tell me not to update all my packages, so I'm updating all my packages.
I love it.
I mean, I installed Visual Studio before the stream started, revving packages, but there is no way anything goes wrong.
No, this would be perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna ignore that because I don't care at the moment. Okay. And save. Okay, so I've got ye new packages. I'm gonna need somewhere to actually trigger this, aren't I? Because I need to take this audio file and then do something with it. Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay,
So you're gonna want to.
Let's give us.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So we're gonna go in here. I think I'm gonna cheat and go boop, 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 do that, and then I'm gonna make the height of this a little bigger, and then I'm gonna come down here, and we're gonna just give ourselves a button down lower. So button, let's see, grid row 2, grid column 0, grid call span, I don't know, 3. Content, transcribe. Why can't they pick words that I can spell? Let's see, and then we're gonna need some method to do the work, right? So we'll go.
Yep.
Private void. Scribe. And relay command. But for anybody surprised, no, we did not prep this ahead of time. That's not obvious.
All off the cuff.
Boom. Okay, so I got a transcribe command. We're fired up. Okay. Guide me, oh great master.
Oh, great masters. That's a tough one to follow. So there's a couple pieces to this. As I said, you're first going to want to download the model that we're going to be using to actually do the transcription. So I don't know if you want to handle this as part of the startup of the app or handle it in the background while somebody is doing their audio recording, say. But it is a pretty large file. Now, of course, we'll save it onto the system that's running the app and go from there and check if it's there. But yeah, perfect. Download model.
Way ahead of you.
Yeah, you're on top of it. So
am I gonna need like an HTTP client or something for this? Is that?
You're not. This is handled actually in the Whisper library. So if you want to import the yeah. Whisper, you're going to be looking for Whisper GGML downloader.
That guy.
That one, yep. And you do .ggml model async.
Get GGML model async.
That's the one.
Okay.
And that'll take in a type.
Yep. There's lots of choices.
Let's start with small en.
Is that small?
En being English.
Okay, got it.
Yep, exactly.
And then do I care about Do I care about quantifying things?
Quantifying things? No, I don't think that. At least this time we'll not worry about that. But you are gonna want to get the result of that and put that into a var.
Yep, because it looks like it's a stream, so we're gonna appropriately dispose of. So, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And then that means I need you to be async task. And we're gonna start off with, I don't know, const string model path gets. What do I say? What's a common extension for these models?
These are going to end up being .bin.
.bin. Heard that. So if file.exists model path early exit. Right. We'll only do this if we don't already have it. Otherwise, do the needful there. Oh, Copilot. Here, you want to do the work for me? I mean, that's pretty close. Keep going, Copilot. What else? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so I almost had to think on
pretty
that,
on point.
and then the AI just did all the work for me. So there's that.
Yep.
So we're gonna do a task run, and we'll just. This is not great pattern for doing it on app startup, but you know what? It's gonna work.
It'll
It's
function for
gonna
now.
work. Oh, it wants to be static. Okay, sure, great. Poof. Okay, so that'll kick off, and we might just have to. Normally, I'd probably want to set some sort of flag so I know that if this thing is actually downloaded, it's done. But
Yeah, something to make the button unavailable until it's done.
yeah.
Pass it for now. I like it.
So we'll do this. To do disable transcribe button until we get here. Okay.
Beautiful. All right. So then the next piece of this is we're going to want to implement the transcribe. There's a factory for actually giving you a processor for the transcription whisper factory, and then you'll give it the file path to the model there
So from path, I assume.
from path.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll do that, and then I'm gonna take this and it's gonna get a promotion. Boom, boom, boom. We should probably rename that to something better, but whatever. This make it work, make it right, make it fast. This is the make it work stage. So I get a factory from that. Okay.
Yep. And that's also.
Please tell me Copilot isn't anywhere close, because I'm pretty sure that's an in audio thing.
No, that's not what you want. I was looking at that for a second. No, so from that you're gonna run the builder off of the factory. So you'll have factory.create builder. You're really only worried about two options there. The with language, and you'll set that to auto.
Sorry, is that must be on the builder itself?
Yep.
With language. These things are. I got it. This is the builder pattern, so I should do like this. So with language, language. Do I just do en? Is that
Auto. Do auto for now. En I believe works, but I have not tried it. And then just stop build.
that's going to give me a processor? We won't do builder. We'll do processor. That'll do that. That'll do that. Okay.
Beautiful.
This is seeming a little too easy. Can you please make it harder?
Oh no, this is, it's the beauty of libraries is they make life easy everywhere. So from that, after that, we're gonna want to grab the file stream. So we're gonna want to open your audio file.
So
We grabbed from the recording.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do it in a little bit awkward way, just for simplicity's sake. So file open read, and then we're gonna go with output file path. So this we're gonna do this. If output file path is null, I'm just gonna early exit. There, now it stops whining. Okay. Now I do something with the hold on. Copilot, write the code for me. Is that it? Did it get it right?
No.
Oh, dang it. Copilot, I believed in you.
All right, so the processor, you're gonna await a for each and get your results.
Got it. So I want to do. Wait.
Your file stream.
Oh yeah. File stream, and then this is an async enumerable, so exactly what you said. For each our result in to the needful.
Yep.
Which, hang on, that means I need you to be async task. Booyah. This is so wonderful that you can just do this with your commands and everything just works. All hail source generators. Okay, so what is this var real quick? Use explicit type. So segment data. So what is a segment data?
So a segment data is going to contain a start time, an end time, or a start timestamp, end timestamp, and your text.
Oh, Oh, with the
There's
probability
obviously
that.
some other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And so you're going to take that text and we're just going to aggregate it all together. You shouldn't get more than one segment, though that depends on how long you pause in your speaking in the incoming audio stream.
Got it. Okay. So. Okay, so that will work. And then do you want me to dump this to a file or dump it to the UI somewhere? Do you care?
I think in the long run, we're going to want to dump it to the UI, allow somebody to make some edits if necessary. Because as good as the transcription is, it's not perfect.
I heard dump it to the UI. Boom.
Beautiful.
So we're gonna go here. Text box is read only. I like this so that it's copyable on the way out. Dear heavens, Copilot. Yes, all that. You jerk. Freaking Copilot. It's I said it to you earlier, but it's the kid in the back of the classroom that always knows the answer. It's like, oh, I know. Yeah, you can't remember the name of your own property that you wanted to. So wrong. Okay, so we're gonna go with. We should probably clear the transcription before we get too carried away in here. I'll just do it at the beginning. Transcription's gonna go empty, and then we're just gonna go transcription plus equals segment data dot text. Should I add a new line on the end?
I'd add a space in between, or new line. I mean, either one will function for what we're gonna end up doing. At the end of the day, this is just getting sent to another AI model, and
got it. So we'll do.
It understands.
So we'll do that. Okay, and I'm gonna just put a breakpoint here so I know when I can hit the button, and then we're just gonna grab it there and there. Are we done? Do we have a transcription service now working?
That should just transcribe for us.
We're at 9:20 and we built a transcription service. This feels wrong.
And we're not even using the cloud yet. I mean, this is all running locally.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. Hello, Casey, is this working? Okay, see, I had to do that long to wait for the model to download. See, perfect.
It's actually a lot faster than I thought it was gonna be.
Got decent internet.
You must.
Okay, so now we're gonna click this button, and I kind of want to just see this work real quick.
Let's see if it works.
So it builds up a factory. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign. I'm gonna just hit go, but I'm pretty sure we're throwing an exception and crashing. File not found. Let's see. So we are missing a Whisper DLL. So let's do a little. Let's look at why is my hotkey not working for this? 1 second. Keyboard, because it's not saved. Why? Okay. Okay, so let's see. Whisper.dll. Where is this thing supposed to come from? I'm guessing I'm missing something because the DLL it wants, it no exist on my system. Which means it's not in the NuGet package, which verify you've included native Whisper library in your application or install the Whisper.net runtime NuGet. Well, given that it just told me that that's the NuGet package I need, here.
Seems like the right answer.
I approve of library authors that make my life that easy. We're gonna err. Whisper.net runtime. Let's see. iOS, Windows, macOS, cross-platform, great. Oh, I see, because they've got various other runtimes, depending on where you want to be. Oh, that's clever.
Oh yeah, I forgot to have you grab that. Yep, that's my fault. Actually, I knew that.
And you didn't feel the need to share with the class?
No,
I'm the idiot here. You're supposed to be the sensei teaching me.
Oh man, again, you give me too much credit. I am no I'm no expert.
Okay, so now if we go here, I just want to confirm. I should get this. I should hit this return immediately on startup, and then, right, just to make sure. Oh, oops. There.
I just play an expert on TV.
There we go. Okay, so that works. Turn that off. So this file should already exist. We hit the transcribe button. Let's verify we get through here. Thinking. Okay, we got a factory. Huzzah. Got a processor. We opened a file stream. We thought for a moment, and it appears we're going to crash instead. Unsupported WAV file. That's not a good sign.
That's very
That's
very
not
odd.
okay. Hang on. Let me just go make sure that I actually hear me, saying things. LMNO. Oh, I have recording and recorded .wav. Huh. I don't know which one it's going to use. So the recording, that is a WAV file that I play back. Do I have to save these in a particular setup?
Not that I'm aware of, but again, I have not used the
Okay.
.NET bindings for this.
So the worst case scenario, if we need to do something fancy, I could open like Audacity or something, and we could do another wave recording that way. And actually, maybe we do that real quick just to make this go quick, and then we'll figure out if there's an encoding thing or something. Let's come here. I don't know where I'm recording at or what the audio device is, but it's probably not the right one based on the fact that I'm not seeing anything. Where is my audio device, recording device? See, you picked the wrong one. Try again. Hello, Casey. Hello. Hello. Hi. Welcome. There, see, that sounds like a good test file.
Beautiful.
Export as WAV. And then we're going to go with, I'm going to just move this real quick. Because I have to remember where the heck I put all my stuff. Alchemy Interlace, and I'm going to just set it up at the root. We're going to call it kc.wave, save. And yeah, sure, great. Wonderful save project? No, I don't care. And then we are going to, I am going, in the interest of simplicity, I'm going to comment this out, and then I am just going to grab that thing and straight up hard code it. That way I don't have to think too hard at all. Did I? Nope, your name's lowercase. Sorry, you don't deserve a capital. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let's once again try this, and we will transcribe. We'll come in here. Builder, open read, segment data. Well, at least now we're getting a useful thing. Only 16 kilohertz sample rate is supported. Well, now I feel stupid for closing the desk. Now I have to record myself talking again. We need something exciting to say. Let's think. C# is awesome. That seems appropriate. Export as wave. Will it remember my directory? It will. Okay, so I'm trying to decide. 16 kilohertz sample rate is supported. I do not know how to convert that.
Let's see.
I would have thought that the signed 16-bit PCM would have been there, but I don't know. The nice part is I can do this, and I can just run it multiple times. And cannot export audio in this format. Well, that's going to be a definite no. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. And I have to believe it's going to be in this vicinity. Let's just start here and we'll go through and test. Yeah. Do it. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm just going to relaunch. We'll just test this, see which way we want to go. We keep moving
I
around.
have a feeling that's not gonna work. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm a mover and a shaker.
No, it's
For
the
better or for worse.
it's the team's NDI that has decided that it wants to resize you. So I'm gonna just put you back in frame because there. Okay. Okay. I don't know the answer to this question. Density,
Yes,
wave, set,
audio
sample rate.
audio settings preferences.
Thank you. Audio settings preferences.
Now where that is in the tool, I don't actually know. I'm just looking at the docs. Edit preferences, audio settings.
Edit preferences and audio settings. So this is the issue is I'm sampling at the wrong rate up here. Just dial that down. Now, I don't know if that's going to have changed anything here. We're going to delete this.
I believe that it will, but yeah, go ahead and
Okay. Teams, I am getting.
This time I didn't move, I promise.
No, it's the Teams call sampling. I need to get the transform set so it scales you properly because it wants to keep moving you around. Okay. C# is awesome. Boom. There. Yeah. At some point, somebody's going to make me say something different. Okay. There. Great. Relaunch. And transcription. I mean, it's doing a thing, and it's not dead. Dear heavens. I think Teams is just trying to mess with me today. It did not find anything, apparently, but it actually transcribed. Just grab it there and see what comes. It's doing something, and I'm going to try to figure out what the heck's going on with your face while we're waiting for it. Insert obvious joke here.
It's too smart for us.
Okay, so there's that. Okay, so we got segment data. Language. Oh, it got text. Now, it thought I was speaking Italian, apparently.
It got the text.
Okay. So the moron who did his data binding got it wrong. Did I not spell something correctly? Is
ChatGPT.
See, here's the problem. See, I bound to the property transcription.
Transcription.
If you don't correct my spelling, this is gonna be a real long stream. See that? See, this is why I have to be on the VS preview for the spell checker. This alone is why so if we do that, and that's obviously gonna break down below because this.
And I was in charge of spelling too.
No, you had one job, Casey. You had one job. Okay, so one more time to prove that it works, and then we should, in theory, it works flawlessly now. Thinking. C# is awesome. Teams NDI is not.
There we go. Very nice.
Okay, where would you like to go now? Before I...
Where would I like to go now? Well,
I mean, the sky's the limit.
It's kind of all just fits into. I mean, the workflow is transcribe and then summarize. I mean, we'll obviously need something a little bit longer than one sentence because you can't really summarize that much more, except for maybe like C# exclamation point. Maybe that would be a summary. I don't
So
know.
you want me to record longer is what I heard.
At some point, I don't know. We'll get there. We'll get there. The next piece that we're gonna explore here is semantic.
Your audio just dropped significantly. Yeah. Testing.
Testing.
Yeah, you got quiet in a number of fronts.
Not flashing red, which means not dead on battery.
Interesting. Sorry.
Weird.
Thinking. Looking. Checking audio in Teams. Teams seems fine to me. Try again.
How about now?
Same.
Better?
No. Can you check your audio settings in Teams and make sure it's not like downgrading yours?
Auto. Yeah, let me take a look. Yeah, let's see.
Make sure your microphone settings aren't set to noise suppression.
They actually probably are. Whoa.
You see your bars jumping up like more than halfway? Oh.
I now have a lot of feedback.
Interesting. Yeah, you do have a little feedback, but I mean, the feedback won't make it out the stream, if that makes you feel better. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to dial you all the way up on my side, and then we will carry forward.
Cool. Sounds good. I'm going to restart my headset real quick. Yeah, a little bit of feedback. That's okay. We'll live.
Okay, perfect. Let me get you scaled. I think I finally got you scaled. So now as you move around. Okay, sorry. Did you want me to record something longer, or did you want to, should we leave it as is?
We'll leave it as is for now. We got more to implement first. More exploration to do.
Hold on, I heard make a commit before I get too carried away.
All right.
I don't want to include a binary file. Adding transcription. Boom. Boom. Okay. Guide me, oh great one.
Beautiful. All right, so the next piece is going to be the summarizing. We could just copy and paste some text from here and throw it into ChatGPT and it'd be great, but we want to automate that process. So the next place we're going to take a look at is Semantic Kernel. Semantic Kernel is an open source project hosted by Microsoft. For any of you that may or may not have heard of LangChain, it's kind of a competitor to that. They are an orchestration framework for interfacing with semantic memory, large language models, doing prompt templating, which you may have heard of from prompt engineering, as well as planning, which we will maybe dig into a little bit later on. But basically, it involves giving the large language model a idea of what you want to do and have it break down different tasks. So if any of you have seen plugins in ChatGPT, this model or this framework supports that type of skilling. So if you were to ask a question that's math related, instead of the model trying to solve the math equation, it would grab a skill solve the math using a calculator, basically, and then use that in its generation. So pretty neat. There's been a lot of push on this, but again, however, I have been working in the Python side, contributing on that side to semantic kernel, and I have not dug deeply into the C# side. For any of you that do Python on the side, I know this is mostly a C# channel, but for any of you that do Python, you should join. You should do some contributions, get the Python side up to parity with the C# features. But yeah, so let's go take a look at that. Also, pretty cool community. They do office hours once a week on Wednesdays, where people can come in, ask questions about the framework, and get an understanding of what it really does.
Cool.
How familiar are you with any of those words that I said that have meaning that a lot of people are not familiar with?
I know a little bit. I don't think I could have spelled most of the words, but that's more a comment on my spelling than my knowledge. I've looked a little bit at using the semantic kernel, but I don't believe aside from going through some docs and looking at some getting started tutorials, I don't think I've done much beyond that. So, like, for example,
Okay, cool.
do these 5 steps count for anything?
Hey, you ran some semantic kernel.
I mean,
that's something. I believe in you.
If that counts for knowing anything. Wow, is that my network quality or your network quality?
Counts for a little bit. I don't know.
Because you are like hung for me now.
You're pretty blurry on my side. Oh yeah.
I'm wondering if it's your side because my stream content going out is green light on my upload, so I'm guessing it's coming in from you. Let's kill and reconnect. I was gonna say we can kill and reconnect the call if we need to. I'm gonna take step 1 and go and add the NuGet package though, because that's step 1.
Beautiful.
Oh, you kind of came back to me. Do I have to grab? Is this a? Yeah, that's right. This is a preview package. Yeah. It
is.
And I just want the top level one. See, when I said I'd run it, I can't claim that I remember anything. Okay, so there's that. And then
That's
the getting started was copy the code from here, which is not a ton. So we're going to want one of these suckers, and I'm going to go give me another button real quick in our UI so that we can do something with it. All right, because at the end of the day, we need a button. How many column definitions do I have? Yeah, so we're going to do this. We're going to just call span this one none, because that'll be big enough. And then we're gonna button up another one. Button content summarize grid row 2, grid column 1, grid column span 2, man binding summarize command, and then we're gonna do that. We're gonna come over here. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go really command. I'm just gonna assume asynchronous here. Bippity boppity booyah. Do I win?
Beautiful.
Okay.
You win.
Okay. So their stuff here is going to be all this stuff, but I don't know if this is actually what we want.
So
we're going to have to do an Azure OpenAI key.
Yeah.
So hold that thought.
And we will be using that.
That service. So this is another reason for those people watching why the thing is private, because hold on, let me just double check. Azure OpenAI service. Just going to confirm this before I put my foot all the way in my mouth. I don't think, yeah, apply now. This is not something that is GA yet. So limited access. So just be aware we are using something that is very much not not in all of the production-y situations yet. But I need.
However, you can, for those of you that is still interested, if you don't have access to the Azure OpenAI stuff, Semantic Kernel does support the regular OpenAI API, so you can use or open an account there and get an API key.
Cool. In my case, we're just going to abuse my Microsoft account so that we can get in and do and get access to all of this. Okay, sorry. All the two-factor auths and the switching accounts and changing subscriptions. Standing by. Okay, so we need to do this, and now I'm trying to figure out what's the easiest way to do this without accidentally exposing my key.
Yep,
Yeah,
the
so
tough
we're
part.
gonna do user secrets would be the easy option. We're gonna just do that really quick. So one of the nice parts is my template should have set up user secrets for me, but it doesn't appear. I must have an older version of my template. I need to fix that. So there's that. There's that. AP. Let's do this. Azure. We're gonna go there. We're gonna go there. We're gonna go with API key. We're gonna do there. We're gonna go ha ha ha. No, we do for the moment. Let's just add this in really quick. So bum. If anybody is interested in this type of stuff, hang on, shameless self promotion moment. But you're hung, so you don't get a say in this. If we go and look at teletech, here, live. There was a live stream where I make a whole bunch of hostess jokes, which is fun for me. But for people interested in generic host type setup information and understanding a lot of the stuff that's being done in my template, this is a key place to look. Let's do here. So we're going to go services, add options. Sorry, I got to do this real quick. Probably should have had this done ahead of time. Public class Azure, sure. And then public string API key, get set, yada, yada, yada. And don't whine. Quit being annoying. Do that. Add options, Azure. And then we're going to do that. And then we need to configure the options. We've got add user secrets there. What is the bind options thing live on? Let's just make this big. Because this gives me back an options builder, doesn't it? Yeah. Bind configuration. Azure. Betty booyah, Betty day. Then we go options, Azure options. Store that sucker off in a property, and we're just going to fire it up and make sure that I get my appropriate user secret in here. And then as long as that's in there, I'm going to just copy paste, and then we'll call it a day. And then I'm going to do my very best to not expose my API key. Okay, Azure options, value, to do. Boom, done. Okay, so that's going to come over here. And for those who care, here's an Azure OpenAI service. I'm assuming when I click this button, I don't want it to be on this screen, so I'm going to bring it over here. And I'm going to click the keys and endpoint section. Oh, good. It doesn't actually have the keys exposed. Oh, good. And there's a nice regenerate key. So when I botch this, I know where the button is. Okay, so there I've got my key in my secrets.json. Okay, so now we'll just try to not, expose it via the debugger. Okay.
Right.
Now guide me.
All right, so you're gonna want to add that OpenAI service. So you're
Go
gonna
back here.
builder dot, yep, builder
Do
dot
we
with
want text completion service? That's not the one we want, right? We want something different.
it is
Builder with chat completion service, image generation service,
we can do chat completion.
chat completion service.
There's been some cycling of what they have available. We'd actually probably need to go take a look at the docs for the Azure OpenAI services to see what's available. Go with chat completion for now. That's fine.
Okay. And then I need a deployment name, which I believe I come over to. Oh, yeah, see, I can do hide keys. Don't click that button. Model deployments, right? Manage deployments, and this should open up the AI Studio. Okay. What do you want? Do I need to deploy a new model, or do one of these work?
Let's go with 3.5 turbo for now.
Okay.
That
So
should be
that
fine.
goes there. And then what else do you want? You want an endpoint. So don't see it. That's the deployment. I'm gonna go real quick back and get
Back.
because I think my endpoint's back actually in the service.
I believe so.
Do that. Okay, go there. That is not what I want. And then I want, is this the full endpoint? Probably. We're gonna go with that. I don't know better because I'm too stupid to know anything. And then token credentials. So this is where I'm gonna need to actually auth against this thing. So let's do manage NuGet package. This one I know, right? This is the Azure Identity one. Oh, I just saw it. Don't go away. I want you. And I want you, and I want you, and I want to do a I probably want to DI inject this, but in the interest of simplicity, default, what is it? Default Azure credentials. That one. Thank you. Creds gets new, and then I want to do new default Azure credential options, and then this is where it gets really stupid. Everything's written in the negative, so exclude PowerShell credential true, because I really just I want to get this thing down to where I've got too many accounts and too many things that I don't trust it, and so I want to be the managed identity I don't care about, shared token credential I don't care about, Visual Studio credential I don't care about. Copilot, you so happy. You make me so happy. Developer CLI. I don't know what that is. Yeah, so and we could probably there's a cheater way of doing this where you end up, because this is just the default Azure credentials, a chain set of credentials. And so I could theoretically just new up the Azure CLI one. And then I'm going to come over here and do a easy login. And then I can force myself into the account that I want. Huzzah. And I am going to do one thing really quick. is I'm going to grab this and move that just so I don't accidentally put too much on there, and away we go. Oh yeah, that didn't show the other stuff. Cool. Okay, so that should authenticate me there. And so now I should be able to go creds. Okay, so that goes there, and that's all I need for that. Do I care about anything else? Doesn't look like I do.
On this, I don't
Okay.
believe so. Set as default, service ID, HTTP
Okay.
client. No, I
So
don't
we've
believe
got
so.
a builder. Now what? Build? Do I need to do anything else with it?
Uh,
At the end of the day, I just want a kernel done.
we're not including any semantic. Yeah, we're not including any semantic memory or any skills. So yeah, I believe that's it.
Build, and this is going to be var kernel. And we do. Thank you. I don't know why Windows Explorer decided it wanted to open all the things, but okay, great. Okay, so I got a kernel. Now, what do I do with a kernel? I feel like there's a joke in that somewhere.
So, you're gonna pop it. It's popcorn.
Shh.
So, now I think we're just gonna grab the chat completion service. So you're gonna get a iChat completion service from the kernel. Get service.
Hang on. Chat completion service. Copilot, I'm very disappointed in you. Sure that's the name?
It was
How about
previously.
iChat
I don't know if
completion
it is now.
without the word service on the end. Does that look right?
Let me take a look at the docs.
I mean, does the
here.
API look similar where now we expect to have things like generate message stream, get chat completions, get streaming chat completions, create new chat?
Create new chat. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we are expecting create new chat.
So is that what I actually want, is create new chat? Or where am I going here?
Yep.
Okay, so I am
create new chat.
Okay,
Yep.
do I need to give it any instructions?
And you're gonna feed it. Yeah, I mean, basically what you do with any of the large language models or ChatGPT, you're gonna give it something fancy like, hey, in the text below, or take the text below and summarize
Right.
it.
So just to be clear, though, this is somewhat equivalent. So in the AI Studio, all right, there's a system message. Is that this is effectively what we're doing, right? Is new chat.
Correct.
And then is the initial instructions.
We're basically setting that
Got
system.
it. So the
message.
instructions here are the system message. Got it. Okay. I don't know if we need to do anything with that at the moment. Chat history. Chat history. Okay. And then I just realized this app is only going to work for you and I. So by the way, make sure you do AZ login before you run the app next time. Just a heads up. Or don't use this button.
Got it.
Okay, now what? Got a chat history.
All right, and now we're gonna, well, give it a system message in that create new chat.
Okay. Oh, do it here.
You are an expert summarizer. Yeah.
What I heard is string literal. Okay. You are an expert summarizer. I will admit, when you first said that, I thought you were talking to me, and I was about to say thank you, but.
Well, I mean, you are too, but also we're telling the AI what it should be. So from there, we're gonna want to basically just feed it in the text or the transcription. So chat history dot add user message.
And then you want me to grab transcription.
Yep. Yeah, and before we hit that, let's add something in the front that says something akin to take the following text and summarize it. And this one you want outside of
Got
the
it. So
system
we want to
message.
do you want me to just prefix here? Is that the idea?
Yep. Prefix
So
there. Yeah.
I'm gonna,
Because again, this would be just like if you're typing this into ChatGPT or
take
GPT-4.
the following text and summarize it, and then I'm gonna do a new line delimited. Do something like that, right? Is that kind of what you're thinking?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. I'm gonna do one more thing just to make our life a little bit easier. Come down here and this read-only thing. Yeah, we're just gonna make it editable. That way, if we want, we can just paste some text in, and we don't have to wait for anything else to run. I think that will make our life easier.
Perfect.
In fact, I'm gonna go even further. Let's pre-can something in here, right? That way we can just fire the app up and do it. What is something?
You could take an excerpt from
Oh, that's a wonderful idea. That's a wonderful idea. What might as well?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah,
Might as well
we're
self-promote
on a
even
roll.
further.
So for anybody interested, this is something that. Yeah, hey, look, my name. This is the Essential C# book series.
Hey.
It is mostly updated for latest version of C#. There's a handful of things that are still forthcoming in terms of content, file scope namespaces being one of the key ones. But if you are interested in learning C#, all feedback welcome as well. There are lots of cool features coming to this site as well. So what I heard was let's do chapter 6 introduction. Is that a good one? Maybe we should jump into something that actually has useful stuff here. All right, something like that maybe. Paste.
That'll work.
That'll be a lot, but you know what?
I think I remember you telling me that you didn't have to pay for any of this, so sky's the limit.
Okay. Maybe. Okay, so there. Now we've got
Possibly?
that. We're gonna do the. So hold on. Don't we need to like call something to actually say do the work? Because
yes. So finally, we're going to need to await on a generate message async.
On the
and that's
chat.
not going to be chat history. That's going to be on the actual completion.
You said generate message async is what we want? Yeah, okay, I got you. Because this wants the chat history to come in as a parameter. Got it. So string.
Yep.
Foo await. Because this is actually like the response, right? Or summary.
Correct.
I guess is what we'll call it. And then, in the interest of simplicity, I'm going to do transcription gets summary plus environment new line. I'm going to do a couple of these. Actually, environment new line plus ding ding ding. I can't do a string. Ding 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 ding. Plus environment new line plus transcription. We're just gonna put it right at the beginning. That way I don't have to think too hard.
Beautiful.
Okay. Now it works flawlessly and everybody, the crowd goes wild. We AI'd all the things.
All of them.
Okay. I don't know why I still have my breakpoint there. Oh, because I was checking my options. Okay, so we are built in here, right? We've got this. We'd like to summarize it. So do the thing. Okay. The request is not authorized, naturally. Permission denied. Principal does not have access to API operation. Huh? I'm an owner on my own subscription. Last I checked,
I would hope.
I should have full access. That's you.
Hey, look, that's me.
Is there a, hang on, let me look and see if there is a special role assignment for API access. Metrics, Q&A maker, speech user. These all look to be the old ones, not the new ones. So let's back up here real quick. Where is the... Oh, interesting. Why is my user not in this list? Shouldn't I have been inherited down from...
One would assume.
Yeah, so privileged. What I heard was owner role. Yeah. Select members. I'm gonna do this real quick over here so I don't know who all I have in here and I don't want to accidentally expose something.
God mode. Exactly.
Let's see. Interesting that it shows me as an external contributor on my own bloody subscription. You know what? Log them all in. I'm gonna give all of me access. Okay. Adding role assignments. I think for just a moment, I'm gonna just real quick check what the user ID is that I signed in with and confirm that it matches. That would be really embarrassing if it didn't. Okay, user ID matches. Oh, hang on. This might be part of the problem is a web browser. Please continue the login. Well, the following tents don't contain accessible subscriptions. That shouldn't matter. I logged in. Subscription that this service is running under ends in 4A4. Oh. Wait, what? I'm not stupid, right? Subscription. Oh, 4A4. No, I'm an idiot. Okay, we're good. Reading OP. Let's try this again. We should be authed appropriately. We should use that. Summarize. Thinking. Access denied. Principal does not have API operation. I'm confused because I should now be promoted. View my level of access. Yeah, see, owner. Eligible assignments. Great. Something feels like there is something up. Yeah.
Another level of...
Manage deployments. We'll go check the other side here real quick. We don't have a virtual firewall. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Activity log. Yeah, great. I logged in and I listed the keys. Let's go over here. Yep, same account. Isn't there a... I thought there was a button in here for showing my... No, that's not what I want. For showing the setup, what I was doing, and I thought it generated code for me. Am I making that up?
You know, I have not yet been able to jump on here since I only just got access yesterday, I want to say.
Details.
So yeah.
That is cool, but and maybe I just need to give it a moment to let the permissions propagate.
Oh, there was a view. You wanted a view code?
Yeah.
Is that what you wanted?
Oh.
Right there, chat session view code.
Oh, look at that. There's an endpoint.
Wait, look at that. That's Python.
Good point. C#.
They even
There
want
we
you to
go.
use
Okay.
All better.
Oh, this is a slightly different service.
Yeah, it's not using semantic kernel.
But I guess the key thing is
sure.
even though this endpoint shows the full thing here, they really just want what we fed them. Azure key credential.
You may need the full endpoint though, for semantic kernel.
I can try that. I'm willing to try anything. Because it doesn't really give me much there to go on. Because we can go back here. I'm gonna just do real quick. Just want to make sure that I hey, stop it. Just want to make sure that I'm getting a token. What is your problem? Token request context. What? There is a way to just pull the token out, and I don't remember what this is. What is the overload? If I don't want to use that one. Interesting. Okay. I don't remember how to... I've done this before where you can pull back your access token to make sure that you're actually authenticating properly. I'm going to turn that one on. That one. Just to be pedantic. Here, we'll do that. We'll do that. I don't think it's going to fall back to either of those, but that will get us to there. And we can try changing the endpoint if you'd like to the fully qualified one. Like that. We'll see what happens.
Is there...
It could also be that there's just a little bit of a timing thing. Permissions in Azure sometimes take a little while to propagate. It's usually not more than like 10 minutes. Okay, so that's a 404.
Okay.
So that's... Okay, so...
No dice on that endpoint.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with we don't actually want that. That's a slightly different one. Let me just check and make sure that in their setup, they didn't do anything fancy. They did end with a slash. We're gonna mimic them exactly. Over here, we're gonna try again. Principal does not have access to API operation. Well, now that is
Show me your builder again. Actually, I have the code. Why am I even asking?
Yeah, I was gonna say you have the live share. You can go see yourself. Cognitive Service OpenAI contributor. I might need another role. Cognitive Service OpenAI contributor to Azure portal. Okay, so I may need to add me a role assignment. I want that role. I want me. Will you please? View and assign. View and assign. Okay, so that now I have. If I don't do this, don't do this. Come on, go back. Okay, so now if we come back over here, I am view my access. I now have this role as well. Let's just see if that's the issue is, because it would not shock me to know that the are we troubleshooting random Azure permissions? Love those.
Always. Always
yes, but
troubleshooting
these are
random
Azure permissions on a preview service that the docs are sort of lacking on. Oh, goody. Permission denied. JC, you're being talked to in the chat. You get points if you can figure out who it is.
I'll say yes, that is me.
It's not actually working with if you're not fighting with Azure permissions for 20 minutes at bare minimum.
Wait a second.
Do you recognize the screen name?
Second. Oh man.
The...
I don't recognize the screen name, but I recognize the way he talks. Oh god.
Now, hold up.
And
now the question is,
you know, me and aphasia. Yeah, it's health equity.
Say hi, Justin.
yeah, no, I know. Yeah, Justin, there we go. Dang. Hey, what's up, Justin?
Okay. Well, on the positive note, at least we have somebody who somewhat understands this. Okay, is this the part where we start adding? Okay, let's go back in here. So we know what the permission is. Let's go in here and see if we can bloody well find which one is going to be the stupid. Try refreshing your bearer token. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Stand by. See,
this is why we invited him
for the smarts.
Always.
Okay, so token refresh there. You know, I could always just turn this thing down to just using the interactive browser credential. That way, like, I could turn off the CLI credential, but and force it to go back to the browser where I know it's offed. Rinsing. Oh! Go! So the solution, add yourself to the Cognitive Services AI contributor role, then refresh your bearer token, and have Justin around. And then the world works, and we have... Huh? What?
Wait, go
Let's
back.
see. The employee class can have a method to format the employee's name. Okay, for starters, hang on. I can't deal with this wrapping problem.
It's summarizing the code. Not quite what we're looking for,
picky.
but I mean, it's
real
summarized.
picky. Just grant owner and refresh. Justin, it's called a battlefield promotion. That's the appropriate term. This is consistent with the encapsulation, blah, 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 blah. So really what we wanted to do is let's have it not do the listing. So if we just take this out, right? And then we take this out, and then we do it again, and we go bippity booyah. Oh, shouldn't have breakpoints. It doesn't look as cool when you hit breakpoints. Boom. Interesting. It's still picking up on the... I mean, it's not a bad summary. I decided to actually read the
text.
The text that we told it to summarize. We could even find better text for it to summarize too. You know what? Let's do that.
Grab some from Wiki.
Well, I was gonna say.
Wikipedia.
No, I'm gonna have it summarize a summary. Because.
All right.
Because that's like the cliff notes of the cliff notes.
War and Peace is too many tokens. We can't pay for that.
Put in War and Peace. I mean, is that really a summary? I guess we didn't give it that much to work with. Hold on. That's not all the text.
Now again, I mean, I don't know how much you're paying for this, but you could probably put an entire like chapter in here and it really wouldn't be all that bad. We'd probably have to change the model though to one of the 32K models.
I don't understand why this thing isn't pasting in. Oh, I know why it's not pasting in. Hang on, it's only pasting in one line of text when I paste. Stand by. We fix this. We fix this. Accepts return true. There we go. There. Okay. Now summarize the whole thing for me. That's better.
It's not bad.
I mean, we could do a little bit more prompt engineering. We've done done a grand total of, let's see, one sentence.
Yeah. No.
Why isn't the summary in a separate field? Justin, because I was lazy. I had a text box, and so I just appended to the existing text box. Also, are you... I don't think I am, but I think...
I am.
Casey definitely is.
Although, maybe I'm not anymore. I'm looking pretty good on the stream now.
You're caught up, at least.
Hey, back in business. Everybody else in the house got off the internet.
My OBS is pushing a healthy 6K up. I just got some buffers, but other streams are rolling on my side. I am not even in the least bit surprised. I'm just in side stream.
Ow. Ouch.
I'm not even the least bit surprised.
Hey, he's watching us without audio.
I have to not. Okay, so that gets us up and working. I'm gonna turn this thing back off. In reality, I should DI all this stuff in because this is overkill and all this, because really all of this should be done elsewhere.
Agreed.
But we can move that. We can move that at a later point. Well, I guess the question is, where do we go next? Do you want me to refactor this, or do you want, or is there somewhere else we should go?
You know, with let me think here. What can we reveal and what can we not reveal?
Speaking abstract terms, you're doing great.
Yep. Why don't we do some code cleanup to start, and I will continue to think about what we can do next without going too far.
Perfect. I heard DI all the things.
Yes,
so,
beautiful.
Step 1, chat completion service, because let's see. Yeah, so we're gonna just, because this app is only gonna have one thing, chat completion service. So, Justin, to answer the question, dependency injection. In this case, make it so that my code isn't so tightly coupled and linked together. So all of this crap comes out of here. We get rid of that. Come over here. We do that button. do that button, and then we come over to here, and we want to register up all the things. So I want to services, add. What do you think? Should that be a singleton? It's probably a singleton, right?
Yes. In this case, though.
We're gonna clean this up here in a moment, but for the moment, I'm just gonna straight paste. Boom.
Oh
Turn.
man, I have missed you, Justin.
Yes. Justin, I should also apologize. I came to your city of residence recently, and I didn't say anything, and I didn't stop in to say hello. So, my bad. However, I was on a trip for my anniversary with my wife, and I was directly instructed that I wasn't allowed to take any computers and do any work of any kind, and I didn't want to risk angering her.
AKA, she said you can't have any fun.
I did discover that you guys have a wonderful restaurant down there, fizz drinks or something to that effect. They've got an entire Mountain Dew section. I was in heaven. That was like the best thing ever. Okay, so we're gonna chain some of these things together because this guy here, he just wants a token credential. So we're gonna do services, add singleton. We're gonna do token credential. That way we can swap this out however we want. Service provider, chain this up. No, we were actually on a driving thing. So we went here real quick. I can share this. We were on a trip all the way down to. We went to this place down here. This is the right one, right? Is this the right one? This doesn't look. Oh, this is it. Yeah, this is it.
Right back.
Yeah. Think of this for those people who aren't geeks. You want to tune out for a moment. This is going to be highly geeky. So, like live role play D&D type fantasy environment. It was pretty fun. We thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. So, yeah, my wife and I decided that that's where we wanted to go for our anniversary, and we conned grandparents into watching the kids for several days while we were gone, which was amazing. Let's see, return creds. So this then becomes token credential, provider, get required service. Credential. Yeah, I unfortunately don't have a cute kitty, so I can't be as great as it. I'm trying to decide if I do anything more. I think I just leave this kernel builder here. Like, I could theoretically extract the kernel out into something different, but I don't know if it's worth it. We might just leave it as is. I'm going to just discard that guy. That goes there. That goes there. The nice part is now we don't have to build up those things and re-auth every time, so that saves us a little bit of trouble. We could actually do the whisper processor the same way. Trying to decide if it has anything. It doesn't have anything nice and pretty on it, so we're just going to... the problem is it wants a model path. We might leave this one here for now, just in the interest of doing that. Let's make sure it works. What's the benefit of extracting the kernel? If you were to have more than one, if we end up needing more than one service, extracting the kernel would mean that I would only have to do the buildup of the kernel once, and then I could just leverage it in multiple places. Just like how I'm building up my Azure credential once here, and then all of the other places can just do provider get required service to get the credential back out. So, Bruce, welcome. So we've built a little application, and actually maybe I'll go back and cover this real quick for those people who weren't here earlier. So this is unfortunately a private repo, so sorry. But we've got a little app. You can click the record button. It records from your mic. It saves in a WAV file. We've built out a little button that lets you transcribe the audio into text. Then we've built out a little thing that lets you summarize the text. So whatever text is sitting in here, it will go through thinking, and generate a summary for you. Yes, we should probably put this in a separate field, but we can now get that kind of information and bippity boobah. That's actually ridiculously good that we've gone from recording live audio into text into summary.
And realistically, we're not actually
that, like, we haven't done that much.
We haven't done that much, and we're really not even scratching the surface on the capabilities of semantic kernel in particular. And I've been trying, like, looking over our kind of requirements sheet here, trying to think of where we could go next that's not too big of a dive. I think long run we'd like to implement one of the planners, either the stepwise planner or the sequential planner that's in semantic kernel, but it's a little deep.
Sorry, Justin's being annoying, so I got to go and fix something real quick. He's really, really, really insistent that we have that that goes there, that goes there, column span 2, summary. He really, Justin is insisting that we put this here. So let's see, row, column 1, column 0, row 3, that should work. Okay. Okay, so now we go here. Now when I hit summarize, I should get a summary in this field. Oh, no, it won't, because I didn't change the code to put it in the other field. Hey, I'm an idiot. Hang on. Boom. 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 There we go. It's almost too easy. There. So,
almost.
Yeah. Now, the UI is still crap, let's be clear. We should really clean this up. And oh dear heavens, it doesn't have... Did I not turn wrapping on? Oh,
Lord.
No, it's because the column's set to scale. Oh, yuck. Oh, yuck. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. 100. And then we're just going to take... this guy is going to be call span 3. And row 4, call span 3, boom. There, not, and then column 0. There. There, now the summary is in a separate field. I win. Yeah, so the answer that you missed, Justin, before was because I was lazy and didn't want to add a second text field. So now I am less lazy and have added a second text field. So I heard let's make a commit. Let's see. Here we don't want to include my WAV file. Adding semantic kernel. Adding summary feature. Commit, push. Done. Justin is really picky. I mean, he's not wrong, but he's picky. Committing on master direct. No, Justin, I would never commit on master directly. Absolutely would never commit directly on master, and absolutely would never do that kind of thing.
No force pushing, right? No, of course not.
The good news is it's a private repo with exactly 2 contributors on it.
It's all it'll need. We have the power.
Cool. Well, sweet.
So, without revealing too much and without some planning, because I honestly didn't think we were going to get this far this quickly.
You had no faith in me?
No, I had faith in you. I just didn't have faith in my understanding of the C# side of semantic kernel, which
cool.
That worked out.
Yeah.
I think we'd need some more planning before we could really dig into any of the other stuff that we need to do here. I've got some ideas, but
that's fine. We can.
I think it needs some discussion.
We can do some. We can do some of that. There's definitely a little work that we could do here to clean this up, and I would want to change this up to actually make it a nice. Like the Whisper stuff should be pulled into a service. We need to have some settings here to have that flow through nicely. I should actually add some tests. That would be convenient.
There is the other side of this too, as we were discussing earlier. We could obviously not tonight, but start thinking about moving this into Blazor, get some WASM going.
That's a good point. We could even try that. I've been actually wanting to take my Blazor project that I've been working on to have to actually build a .NET template out of it.
Oh, nice.
Because the WPF side was trivial to get up and running like this so quickly because I have a template with all the stuff already pre-canned with the way I like it. So I should probably do something similar on the Blazor side, especially after the stream a couple weeks ago. It's like, man, I've now done this 3 or 4 times. Ooh, I did drop some frames there. Oops. Windows Phone forms. Well, if that's the case, Casey, let's jump back, and I'm gonna show off the brain teaser, and we'll go through that real quick for people who were not here earlier. Here's a little bit of code. So this is a two-part brain teaser, and this is one that, so all of the people that I work with on a daily basis who have seen this already, no cheating and spoiling the fun answer, because you guys all got the long explanation. So walking through this code here, we have nullable reference types enabled, which is obvious because we have, let's see, I'm going to do this so I can draw boxes, right? Because we have string ? Declared there. The interesting part is that this test for null, and is it that? Nope. Gotta remember what my there, get me back out. But you want to know what's funny? I've lost my cursor. I can see it on my stream, but I can't see it.
Yeah. I see 2 of your cursor half the time. That's
exciting. I have completely lost my mouse cursor. This is gonna be fun. So I'm gonna be driving this with a cursor that I can't see. So the parameter being passed into this test for not null, the parameter is explicitly declared non-nullable. And yes, Justin's right. No squiggles means it compiles, which the question to start with is, one, how is this code compiling, right? With only given this snippet here, if you were to just copy this into your own app, it would not compile. Here's a hint. There's an extra file floating over here that might be a hint. But by default, this doesn't compile. But the more worrisome problem is this exact setup bit me in the project I was working on, because I got into the equivalent method here where I expected a string to be non-null. The problem is I'm very explicitly sending in a null string, and the nullable reference types are not flagging it. That's the more worrisome thing, is because we intentionally want our nullable reference types enabled so that the compiler does all of our null checking. And this is going to be the fun part. If we hover on value here, value is not null. The compiler thinks that value is not null on line 13, despite the fact that we declared it as nullable right here on line 12. And that's the question, is how is it is how is the, or why is the compiler thinking it's not null and not properly flagging this? So the first thing that comes up is the idea here that we're waiting on a lazy. And this is not something that you should normally be able to do. Are you overriding null? No, I'm not that crazy. Mr. X, custom awaiter on lazy. Yes, there we go. People who have unfortunately watched my Calamity stream. You can override the await operator on different types by simply generating a get awaiter method. So you'll note here that this generic method here acts on any lazy of task of t, and all it does is call value on the lazy for you, and then get awaiter on it and return that back. And so then we come over to here. That's the way the await works. But for some reason, it's convinced that value is still not null. Now, the first kind of clue that comes is if you do dot value here. So rather than relying on the extension method to pull the string back, if we call dot value ourselves, it's now awaiting on the task of string that came out of the lazy. And in this case, it now knows that the task of string. Oh, wow, this is great. Hang on. Mouse died. Oh, that's really exciting. There we go. In this case, it knows now that we've done the awaiting on task of nullable string, that value in this case is possibly null. And in this case, because we're hard coding it to null, it definitely is. But if we drop it and let the extension method take over, it doesn't realize that it's null. And the reason is because our lazy extension here is returning task awaiter of t, not of nullable t. And normally this type of thing would bite you, but because we are overriding the await, there's nothing for the compiler to flag on. So you don't get any squiggles, you don't get any compiler warnings because of the implicit nature of how we are hijacking it. And now that we've fixed our lazy extension to return nullable of t, it actually now realizes that value is in fact nullable. The other way to think about this is nullable reference types. We often describe them as just telling people, hey, put the question mark on the end of them if it could contain a null value. The thing is, that's not how C# determines if a value can be nullable. That's one of the inputs, but it's not the only way that it determines. So for example, what it uses is flow analysis to know, hey, has the nullable thing been checked? So if I were to do if, value is null, return, the flow analysis evaluates that there is that there's now been a null check, and beyond the if statement, it's not possible for a null value to get all the way out. So is there no way with generics to keep the existing nullable annotation? The other way you can go about doing it is there are various attributes that are designed to work with this. No, that is not right, Copilot. Return, I think maybe null is the other option here. I believe that works. Right, if we go with that, because then it's strongly hinting. I can't remember. It gets awkward with generics when you want the generic type to possibly be null, but not the actual return type. And that's where things start to fall apart really quickly. Oftentimes you'll end up seeing generic constraints on here. So you can do where t, because they do have where t not null as a new generic constraint that you can put on there as well, as a way of explicitly saying that, hey, t cannot be a nullable type when it's coming in. There is not I don't believe there's a way of saying nullable without actually putting the question marks directly on t itself. Are the two ways I believe I'm familiar with doing it. But that's effectively the reason and the confusing part with this that bit me. So lesson learned: one, probably don't write this extension method. That would be probably lesson 1. Unfortunately, my name may have been on the commit that added this extension method, so I shot my own self in the foot, and I was probably a little too clever for my own good. So maybe just don't write the extension method to begin with, and make people call dot value on the lazy to be explicit about what they want, and then the problem goes away as well. And then actually make sure that you have good tests. That was the other thing that when I found this, it revealed, is that we didn't have a unit test that covered the case where a null came back, because otherwise we would have easily seen this thing barf on all of our code. So lesson learned. So answer to number 1, to make the code compile, custom extension method. Why does the compiler think value is not null? Because the flow analysis told it so. The other thing to remember is the flow analysis in the C# compiler is not that intelligent and only looks at one level. It doesn't do recursive nesting. Like, it doesn't run multiple methods down to figure out what could be null. It's going to look at that first level and stop, because otherwise you have fun recursive problems and all of that stuff. So, yeah, so in this case, you have to decide if T is always nullable or always not nullable, but it can't preserve with such an extension. So yes-ish, you should still be able to get away with this, right? So if I come over here, here, and here, right? And then I go here, and then this guy, oh yeah, I am gonna get bit on that, aren't I? Let's try the return, maybe null. I think this is where you can end up doing this, but I'm not. And then does the reverse work as well? No, it doesn't. Yeah, in this case, I don't know of a clean way to go about doing this. Generics with nullable reference types can be a bit of a pain, and normally they aren't as problematic because there's explicit invocations on here. That's a good question. I might have to look and see if there's a clean way to write this extension method to preserve the nullability flowing through. 'Cause I'm not sure of the right way to do that. Let's take a quick look at the system diagnostics, code analysis, because these are all of the various attributes that you can slap on there, and I don't know the proper way to deal with the generic. So I'll have to look at that. That is an excellent question. The answer might be that there isn't a clean way to go through and handle it, which would be very, very disappointing. Yeah, because there is not null if not null. Yeah, the problem being is that this wants to be targeting a parameter name, and that ends up being a little bit difficult. Not null when, but that only accepts the value for the try get pattern Boolean value. Yeah, exactly. I want you to know, doing this without a mouse that I can run on, because when I move my mouse onto my other screen, I can't actually see the thing. I'm gonna try one thing real quick. If I go here and go, I believe zoom it is my problem child, and then I come over here. It's really weird having to use my mouse via. Yeah, the fact that I can't see my own cursor is really kind of annoying. I have to look at my outgoing stream to see it. I suspect I have to reboot to fix it, but unfortunately that kills the stream when you do it. No, and Andrew's comment about struggling with it for the JSON converters and task OBS. Yeah, that might fix it. Might have
That
other.
does end streams.
Yeah. Well, there was one stream where I accidentally fork bombed myself.
Only you.
And,
Only you.
Yeah, and well, yeah, it ended very abruptly because I had no control of my machine anymore. So that was exciting. I got myself in like a message box show loop that just spammed all the things because it kept spinning the same process over and over and over, which was really exciting. But yeah. Cool. Well, Casey, thank you for coming on. I trust we may do more of this stuff. The AI
certainly.
stuff has been quite exciting and fun. I very much enjoy it.
Yeah, we'll talk again tomorrow or soon about next steps on this and possibly ways to genericize them such that we can stream again.
Cool. That's yeah. And at some point we may even consider like open sourcing the project at some point. We'll see.
Yeah,
there's gonna be bits. There's gonna be bits we may have to keep off in other libraries or whatnot, but
it all depends on the shekels.
Shekels are important.
They are.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you very much. There you go, Justin Bieber. I got the Mountain Dew. I would show you the other one, except for this is my invisible Mountain Dew. Casey, I don't. Well, okay, Red Bull.
I know it's not Mountain Dew. It's close enough. It might be better.
Yeah.
I know that's a sin on this stream, but.
We'll let it slide this time. Cool. Well, I'm trying to change streams. So thank you everyone for coming and joining. I appreciate it as always. Casey, thank you again for being on the stream. Thank you everyone for coming and hanging out. Hopefully that was useful to everybody. As always, happy coding. See you next time.